Hey Misfits, welcome to week 2 of How to Beat the Winter Blues with Shawnicorn. This week is all about cozy, creating warmer, calmer, nourishing spaces that support you through winter. And I want you to remember, whatever you start in week 1 carries through all 13 weeks. And whatever we start here today in week 2, you'll carry with you the rest of winter. These practices stack. They build momentum. And when you keep stacking them after the 13 weeks are over, you keep beating depression. You keep building a life that supports you instead of draining you. So let's talk cozy. Cozy just isn't Cozy isn't just blankets and candles. Cozy is comfort that helps your nervous system settle. Cozy is removing friction. Cozy is making your environment work with you, not against you. And cozy looks different for everyone. So I'm going to share how it looks for me, and you can figure out how it looks for you. I live in a camper. It stays chilly inside, around 63, 64 degrees, because propane is expensive, and that's my primary heat source. I supplement with my space heater. I just also cannot turn the heat up higher because then I get condensation and we're not doing mold. So I've learned to create warmth in other ways. I wear big fat fuzzy socks. I think they're actually meant for house shoes, but my house shoes don't hold heat. And I have neuropathy in my feet, so I don't notice they're cold until they're frozen. So fuzzy socks go inside of my boots. I wear sweaters, jackets, or sometimes I wrap up in a blanket while I'm working. These things keep me warm enough so that I can actually function. Because let's be real, when we get cold, most of us shut down. We get sluggish. We stop moving. We stop doing the things that keep up our spirits. So staying warm is not a luxury. It is a winter mental health strategy. Comfort also shows up in my routines. I don't drink coffee anymore, or tea. I used to be a caffeineaholic. And if caffeine supports you, cool. For me, my comfort is curling up at my desk or over at my bench with my cat. My desk is my most important space. I coach from here. I write content, film videos, journal, create. So I've made this spot as comfortable and as functional as possible. Cozy also means remove friction from the things that nourish you. I love painting, but for a long time, all my art supplies were packed away, and honestly, I felt like I was punishing myself. I didn't want the hassle of pulling out my art supplies and then putting them all back. And I didn't have space, so I just didn't paint. Now, my art supplies live on my second desk here and behind me. They're ready. I can paint anytime I want, anytime the mood strikes me, because that barrier is gone. Cozy is not clutter. Don't confuse the two. Clutter drains your energy. It pulls the oxygen out of the room. Cozy is intentional. Cozy is choosing what actually supports you. So this week, I want you to explore your space. Notice what spaces drain you. Notice what spaces feel neutral. Notice what spaces feel calming or supportive. So pick one space in your home, just one. This is not the week to make your entire house cozy. This is the week to pick your core spot, the place you sit, rest, work, or flow the most, and make that space support you. Ask yourself, what makes this space uncomfortable? For me, it was cluttered. My desk space, I couldn't, there was so much shit here, I would have to move everything in order to do anything other than write content and make videos. So that's what made the space uncomfortable. That and they were just garbage. So the next question, what would make the space easier to be in? For me, it was setting up my painting in behind me here and allowing my paints to live on the desk and not put away, even though that, you know, my other paints are right there. Those are the specific colors that I'm using right now. So that's what made the space easier for me. So next question for you. What would make this space warmer, cozier, softer, or more nourishing? For me, for this space, what made it cozier, warmer, and for me was the space heater was facing out that way, out the main, the main section of the camper. I've started pointing it more towards me, so I'm literally making myself warmer by having the space heater blare on my feet. So it keeps me warm, which keeps me functioning, because the colder I am, the more lethargic I am. All right, so next question. What items need to move out? For me, it was the garbage. It was the piles of mail. It was all the other random things I had acquired on the desk that had nothing to do with work or creating. So I removed, if it didn't have to do with work or creating, I found a new home for it. Like my gardening stuff lived on this desk behind me, and it took up about a third of it. So now it lives in the cabinet above me, so it's out of my way. I had now made the space more functional and cleared out so I could actually create. All right, so the next question. What items need to move closer? Again, for me, it was my painting. So not only did I move, pardon me, not only did I move my painting stuff in behind me, excuse me. Okay, so not only did I move my paints in behind me, the ones that I'm using right now, I put all my brushes and paints and paint bins and everything else. They're all living right here on my cart, right next to my desk. So I am able to pull out whatever I want painting wise, so I can create whenever the mood strikes. All right, so next question. What comforts do I need in reach? For me, it was making sure that I have like a bottle of water on hand. If y'all haven't noticed, I have an emotional support vape. So I have a bin on my cart that has all the vapes that I've acquired and found. They're all in that, so it's within my reach as well. What else do I have within reach? My pens, my basic creative necessities. They're all those things are right here. You know, whether that's creating content or just creating. All right, so you're not designing a Pinterest board here, so you're building a support system. This week is simple. Create warmth, create comfort, remove friction, make one space support your winter well-being. Just one. And remember, everything you do here, you carry through the rest of the 13 weeks and beyond. Have a great week. I love you guys. Take care.